找爸爸。
Welcome. Hello friends. This is going to be basically a London broke my bank account situation. You will see two hauls going up quite close together. That's because in my ever so wise brain I decided to not edit my March haul. So this Friday coming, the 8th, is going to be my March haul, even though we're in April. And then this whole situation is going to go up the Friday after, and this is going to be my London/April haul, because the only other book that I'm getting in the post, or books, because I forgot to cancel one, is the Strange Worlds Travel Agency, which is book 3 in the trilogy. I know. Do I have any of the others? No. I will not be taking any questions at this time. Thank you.
I do not want to comment.
But also, I have Hunger of the Gods coming by John Gwynne, which is book 2. And yes, I do have book 1. Yes, I am also reading book 1. So you can't come for me on that count at all. But we're just going to ignore the fact that I've bought another book that's not the first in a series. Let's skip over that bit. So the way this haul's going to work is, if I've worked it out correctly, it's going to be books that were gifted to me, slash ones that I purchased outside of going to London. There's going to be a few bits that aren't bookish for when I went to London, and then there's going to be the books that I purchased from Waterstones and Forbidden Planet. So first up, I'm going to do all these at once again, like I did in my March one that you will have already seen by now. We have all the Magnus Chase books, and then we have up here, there is, oh, I haven't put them in order, that's why. I'm going to put these down because I can't manage them. Okay, so we have 3 Magnus Chase books. I think it's only a trilogy. If it's not, I will have a look and see what the situation is. I also have the Son of Neptune, which is a Heroes of Olympus book, which was one of the ones that I missed out on picking up last time I brought up all those books from Becca's. I think I also brought one of the Magnus Chase books up last time as well. I can't remember. But this is at the Heroes of Olympus. And I'm going to say this now, when I do finally get these books on my shelf. This book is a small hardback. All these apparently, from what Erin was saying, these were gifted by Erin, by the way, so thank you, Erin, I love you so much. And this one is a different size to the rest of the series, but they were all charity shop finds. This one is I think this is the additional books that you can get. It's not part of the trilogy, so it's the Greek Heroes one. This one is the Percy Jackson and the Greek Heroes. I haven't got the Greek Gods one. There's still a couple of other Percy Jackson ones I need to get, but yes. Much wow. Gracias, Erin, for gifting me these. I also got Newt's Emerald by Garth Nix. This was gifted kindly by Liam, and it was just, apparently it was a just because kind of situation for no particular reason, and the note just said meep. And if you've watched my lives all, Liam likes to introduce himself and just say meep instead of hello. So yeah. And then this was gifted by an unknown person. I have put in Spooks' Discord asking who it is, and nobody's come forward. I'm guessing it's the Easter swap. That's not explained well. For the past couple of sort of things that have come up, so we had like Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day. I didn't do the Valentine's Day one, but in the Easter they've done like an exchange on Spooks' Patreon. I partook in the Easter one, and I am assuming this is part of that along with the bookmarks, but it came with no note. If you watch my videos, thank you very much. I am so excited to get around to this. Do you know what? I saw Gods and Monsters in hardback in Waterstones, and I was so close to picking it up. Then I was thinking, no, I need Blood and Honey first. Had I have known this was coming, I probably would have picked up Gods and Monsters as well, and then just reread the whole series, like reread Serpent and Dove and then continued with these two, but I didn't know it was coming. So, but thank you if you watch my videos, or if you've already replied on the Discord. I will leave the name down below, but there was that. Next couple of books I also bought for myself. So these are also in my vlog, so I haven't gone into much detail about them. So the first one was Black Coast. This was a Cassidy wreck. Enough said. It's high fantasy, military fantasy. It sounds so good. The next one was a pre-order that I cancelled and then reordered again, which was The Sunshine Project by Benjamin Dean. Waterstones, beautiful rainbow edges. This is the second book he's released. It's not part of a series or anything, but the first book that he released was Me and My Dad and the End of the Rainbow, which I gave 5 stars. I loved it. It was so sweet, and I can't wait to get into this one as well. And then the next thing I ordered, a couple of these are with my Waterstones credits, by the way. I had like £20 credit to use, so I used it. And I got Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1. I have had this on my radar for so long. So many people say that this is so good. And it's a bit of a longer series, but all manga tends to be quite long. But it is what it is. And they were purchases from the Waterstones that I got. I then got myself Iron Crown by Ellen McRae. This is signed. I am so excited. And it came with a little bookmark. It is signed. It says, "Don't dream your adventures, live them." And it says to Lisa on the top. So this is the Iron Crown. The Citrine Key is book 1, and there is book 2 coming out soon, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now. I want to get this read and the Citrine Key read before book 2 in this series comes out, so then I can get that as well, which I will order off her website. I will leave her website link down below. You can get it off her website and ask her to sign it, dedicated to you, or you can get a generic signed copy of the broken binding. I think you can still get them off there, but I will link that down below as well, just in case you can. This was a recommendation from Becca, obviously. Becca Rec, I will always pick up, because apart from the first trilogy of the Robin Hobb Elderlings Farsi trilogy, we have a very similar taste in books. Apart from that series, which we have vastly different opinions on. For the most part, we do have the similar taste or same taste in books. And also Dominic from Dominish Books, I will leave his channel link down below as well. He did a review on this, and Dragons and Magic. That is all I need to know, and he rated it really highly. So indie author, you're better off getting it directly from her website or the Broken Binding, which is also an indie online bookstore. Next up, we have, finally, I got my hands on the amazing Thick Beautiful Nightmares by KJ Sutton. I have absolutely adored this series. If you have seen any of my videos, you will know that the Fortuna Swan series is one of my favourite series. I love her writing style, I love her character development, the narration is great, the world building, just the whole thing of, like, it's dark, and it does have a lot of trigger warnings, but KJ Sutton is an amazing person, and she always puts trigger warnings in the front of the books. You can also look up trigger warnings online. There are quite a few, but they're not personally triggering to me, so I love this series. I have nothing more to say other than that. The aesthetic of this series is just top tier, and she is an awesome author for me. I have Straight On Till Morning, which is her Peter Pan, like, retelling, sort of with a more of a dark twist on it. She's done that. That's on my wish list as well. She has also just brought out another book on Kindle. I don't know if she's bringing it out in paperback, but if she does, I'll be getting that as well. And she has slightly delayed book 5 because she spent a lot of time doing books like 1 to 4 and needed a bit of a break, which is understandable. And obviously the size of this one, she is self-pubbed at the moment. I've only been able to get this off Amazon. If you can let me know if there's any other way I can get hold of her books without having to pay shipping from America, I would be very grateful. I will also be having another look, because recently Amazon have been absolutely testing my patience with my deliveries, and also I do want to start supporting more indie authors directly rather than purchasing through Amazon. If this is the only way I can get her books, I will keep buying her books from Amazon. But if there is another way I can get her books, even if I have to wait a couple of extra days, please let me know. She is a favourite author of mine. I would love to get the chance to meet her at some point. If she ever came to the UK, I would be on that so fast you could not believe, and I would, if possible, take all my books for her to sign, because she is top tier, and she is my John Gwynne of fantasy romance. So if you know how much I love John Gwynne and the Malice series, you know how much I love this. I don't know what else to say. Go buy her, she's amazing, and she's just, on social media she comes across as such a lovely person as well, so that makes me like her even more. So yes, I just fangirled at you for like 3 minutes, but I don't care. You need to try, at least try the Fortuna Swan series. It's on Kindle. If you don't want to pay out for the paperback, she's an indie author, it is more expensive, but if you don't want to pay out for the paperback, please try the Kindle books, I implore you. And if you don't like it, then you're wrong, just saying. Anyway, enough of me literally rambling on at you for 3 minutes about an author that I love. We have a package. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Lisa. I am a practicing Wiccan. I am also learning how to read tarot, angel cards, oracle cards, and such like. And I am obsessed with crystals and this kind of thing. So I got a deck of 48 cards. These are Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards, and the one thing I love about these kinds of things is also beautiful packaging. Wouldn't ever get rid of this. It says, attune to the moon and manifest miracles. If this is not your thing, I understand that, but this has helped me a lot, like with my mental health and stuff, and it could be a placebo effect, but I don't care. For me, it works. And this comes with a very chunky guidebook, which I read, because even though you do get a lot of oracle cards are quite similar, I would always recommend reading the guidebook. Even if you are, you know, a pro at this, each deck is slightly different. And with me personally, again, it's personal preference, I will put these on my decks underneath my pillow, on my mattress for the first night or two of me having them. It just helps you become more attuned with your deck. Again, personal preference, not required, but there we go. Back is like this, and then we have, I'll just show you a couple of them because I don't want to show you all of them, but there is this one, and they are all stunning. They are, and this was only £17, and I know it sounds like a lot to pay for a deck of cards, but have you seen the size of them? There's 48 cards with a guidebook in a beautiful case. So yes, I got these. And I got some crystals. I don't claim to know all about crystals. There are so many different types of crystals that I've literally, when it comes to the crystal side of things, I have only just started learning about each individual crystal and its properties. But for me, it's generally, if I go into a store or go online and I see something, it's more so as soon as I see it, whichever one attracts my attention the most and I get a vibe for, I will go and get it. I've got a bit of clear quartz. If you'd like to know anything about what these do, I will post an Instagram picture of my crystals alongside. Each of the crystals comes with a little bit about them. But I will post a picture on my Instagram with the little descriptions of what they are, and then you can read through that if you would like. So I then got some selenite, which looks a lot like clear quartz, but it's not. I then got some tree agate. Is that how you say it? Agate. It is a bit difficult to show you inside the packages, But if I take them out, I will lose them all. I then got some Stromatolite, and this is what that looks like. I will show you, like I said, in my Instagram picture. You will see them more close up. And this is a patchy tear. I just love this one. This is, if it focuses, this is an Apache tear. Again, it's kind of like black, but not. It's so cute. And then this is some garnet. So this is what the garnet looks like. It is so cool. So next up, we have some things that I purchased when I went to see Six. So, program. People seem to think that these are pointless things, but I don't feel like they are. So in this, I am still new to theatre, like lingo, but apparently there's swings and super swings, and in this it sort of gives you who the cast are, who the main cast are, and then also whether they are swings or super swings, and what character they play, which I think is so cool. And then it also gives you a bit about the writer, and also one thing that I really liked, gives you a bit about the actual queens that this is based off of. And I would like to just say, I think I've listened to this soundtrack a plethora of times, shall we say. I know not how many times I've listened to this soundtrack, but it's one thing listening to the soundtrack, and Hearthstone makes me cry every single time. Not gonna lie, I'm sat there tearing. I don't fully sob, but I do cry, like slowly, like tears, every single time I listen to Hearthstone. And if you've heard the song and you have any emotions inside you whatsoever, you will know what I mean. And if you listen to the lyrics again, and all I want to do, just, dude, listen to the lyrics. But listen to it live. Listen to the emotion she puts into that. First key, as soon as she started singing, tears streaming, I was sobbing, trying to quietly sob. Don't think it worked, but I was sobbing. That song, the person, oh my, she's just amazing. The quality of the singing, that was my first theatre experience, and I wanted to go back the next day to watch the same show again, and I legitimately need to go see that again before it closes in April. It's amazing. And speaking of amazing, these are £10 each. And yes, it's a lot to pay for a pin, but they are the actual costumes of the queens. So this is the bowling pin, and this is the Cleves pin. I got myself a 6 mug. Do I need any more mugs? No. Are we surprised that I got another mug that's black? We're also not surprised, but it says 6 inside it. Don't know if you can see it. It says 6 inside it there. That was a stupid way of holding it. And then it has all the crowns on and a gold handle. 'Cause I am a queen of Yorkshire with my Yorkshire biscuit tea. So there were my 6 things, purchases. My first day in London, and there was quite a bit of moolah spent, but worth it. And I'm going to change my battery and I'll be back. So next up, if I've moved places, it's because I've just changed my battery. So next up we are going into the Waterstone Purchases. So first up we have, I have no idea what this is, but it said witch on it. So did I just pick it up anyway because of the cover? Yes. But it's by Finbar Hawkins. Never heard anything about it. Saw there was a witch on the front, and it says dark, exciting and pacey. It says she watches her mother die at the hands of witch hunters, and a desire for revenge burns like fury in her, summoning magic more potent than ever before. or since. But Evie has promised to keep her sister safe too. With the storm gathering, she searches for a light in the darkness, a flicker of hope that will guide them to a brighter kind of world, where Dill can dance and they can be free. Next up, we have The Memory of Babel, whatever you want to say, however you pronounce it. This is the Mirror Visit book 3. I'm not going to read this yet, and this is another faloopa-doopoo. I'm not going to read this yet because when the 4th book comes out in paperback, I'm going to read all 4. I made the mistake of not rereading book 1 before going into book 2 in February, and I was lost for the first part of the book. It was very weird for me to catch up, and it's been a few months since book 2, and I don't want to make the same mistake again because there is a lot that goes on in these books. It's highly political, and it's just an absolute realm of madness. It's out in hardback. I don't know when the paperback is coming out, but this is by Christelle DeBose. I gave both the first and second book 4 stars. And then I bought Solo Leveling Volume 2. And I do have Volume 1 of this. I have also read Volume 1 of this and loved every minute of it. These were all on 3 for 2. I got the first volume in One Punch Man. There was quite a few volumes of One Punch Man, and they had like volume 1 and then it jumped to volume like 5, and I know that I have a habit of buying volumes out of sync, but it just felt wrong doing it all in one purchase. I'm weird, I know I am. I bought volume 1 of Record of Ragnarok. I have had my eye on this for a while, and I watched a couple of episodes of the anime that's on Netflix. I started to really enjoy it and decided that I would pick it up in the manga form. Then have volume 1 of Promised Neverland. I picked this up, then Becca picked it up, and Liv picked it up. And again, I've seen the first couple of episodes of the anime, and I will be reading the anime alongside reading the manga. Watching the anime alongside reading the manga, because why not? Get a double dose of some things I enjoy. And yeah, there's this. And then, do not call me out. I'm going to say this right now. I will be taking no questions at this time. I got volume 2 of Spy Family because it was 3 for 2 and I wanted to start this. I will get volume 1 at some point, but they had 2, 3, 4 and 5, and if I was going to get a volume out of sync, should it not be the one that comes straight after number 1? That's my thought process. And I'm thinking maybe in May when we go back, if it's not there, volume 1 in May, then I can just order it online. Do you know? And you're probably thinking, Lisa, there's only 4 there, and you said it was 3 for 2. These 2 beauties I have been looking for what seems like my whole life. And yes, I may be exaggerating on that mark. However, if you know me, you know that I have made a little bit of a boo-boo with one of these series and maybe purchased it in the wrong language at one point. And that is Full Metal Alchemist, the collector's edition, volume 1, that you cannot get for love nor money. I think it was mostly just, I don't think it was out of print. I think obviously mostly it was just really difficult to get because of COVID, along with a lot of manga. But this was sitting pretty in the 3 for 2, and I was like, literally almost cried. Not gonna lie. If you know my journey with this series, you know how hard I've been trying to get the first couple of volumes. I still think that unless Forbidden Planet decides to stock volume 2 and can get a hold of volume 2, I'm going to have to pay a little bit more for volume 2. But the rest of the volumes I think I could get at a reasonable price. And then we have volumes 16, 17 and 18 of One Piece. And once again, I know that this is a hella long series. I still don't even know if it's finished the actual anime of this. And there's like 100 volumes of this. But I am buying the omnibus, and you know, it is what it is. But I have been trying to get hold of these 3 volumes for ages. This is the one series that I will only buy in order, because I know there's so many volumes, and I just think it's best to buy this particular series in order. I don't know why, but my brain tells me I can't buy them out of order. So I've been waiting for ages to get this, and this means now that I can speed up my reading of it, because I now have enough to speed up my reading, because the next sets after this are more easily available. Then I found, or Becca found actually, so thank you to Becca, found 2 books that were just diamonds in the rough. I don't know how else to say it. So first up, we've got The Trials of Apollo, The Burning Maze, which is book 3. I've looked this up. This is book 3 in this trilogy. This was 99p on the Forbidden Planet sale. Shelves. I could not believe it. There were some gems there if if you look hard enough. And again, thanks to Becca, I literally almost cried, because here we find News of Nightmares. Again, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that I loved Stranger Dreamer. I have the Fairy Loot edition, and before when I started getting Fairy Loot back in the day, I did not know the gem of a book that was, and I stopped getting Fairy Loot. I left the bookish community altogether for about 3 or 4 years, and then I came back at the end of 2020, and then I found out that it was a duology, and that this was the second book, and this book with this cover was nowhere to be found. I cannot find this online for any less than £55. I've looked on eBay, I've looked on every second-hand website I could possibly find, and I could not find this anywhere, and I was despairing to a point where I was just going to get the £55 version off eBay. I was so close to buying it, but I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I've been watching it and it's not gone, so clearly other people are in a similar situation to me. It was like they want it but they didn't want to pay that money for it, and I'm so glad I waited, because this has sprayed edges. It's not a signed version, which I didn't expect it to be with the price that I paid, and I got this absolute treasure of a book for 99p. You heard me right, ladies, gents, and non-binary friends. 99p. Not even a Great British pound I paid for this. And I was shook as to my chorus. And thanks to Becca, I was so tired at this point, walking around. I was ready to go upstairs and pay, and then I walked around to see what she was looking at. She just handed me another book that I'm going to show you in a second, and I just followed her around the corner. I was like, ooh, let's just have a little glance over these ones. She pulled out Trials of Apollo. I was like, Jesus Christ, on a bicycle. And then she pulled out this. I was just like, Holy Mary, motherfucking God. What the actual frickety frick? Can you tell that I was shooketh? I was shooketh.
I am shooketh.
And that was that on that. And then that, my friends, was when I decided that I needed to go and pay Forbidden Planet before I looked around and saw anything else that was going to catch my eye, because I did also pick up this beauty. £4 off. Liv found it. £4 off. If you've watched any of my vlogs in the last couple of months, or last couple of weeks even, you'll know that I read Crave a couple of months ago on Liv's recommendation. I then read Crush and Covet this same week, binged them in a week. I think it was only over 2 or 3 days that I binged both of them. And this is book 4. I pre-ordered book 5 and the novella, so I needed to get around to this before book 5 anyway, and the novella, but they've been pushed back to July and November, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to cope. But this was a book that was not on my April TBR, but now is slowly creeping into that brain, and it wants to jump onto my TBR. But I'm trying to stay strong and try and hold off and maybe we're going on my mate's TBR, but it might not last that long. I might have to read it like now, but so far I'm holding off on reading this, and I'm being a good bookstagrammer, booktuber, and sticking to my TBR. But yes, just as part of the haul, my adult fairy loot book should have come in March, was delayed. Atlas 6, we all knew what it was by the theme, but it has beautiful spread edges and end pages, oops, end pages, but yeah, Atlas 6 arrived as well. This was my haul of randomness. That means that I do have to be a teensy bit careful about what else I purchased during this month. But I had the best time with the best people, or some of the best people, because I've still yet to meet some of my other friends. And we are going to be doing it all again in May. I won't be going to C6 again in May, unfortunately, but I will be doing another London shop. So we'll be hopefully going to Forbidden Planet again, and I will be having a look around. So if you have any more different manga recommendations and graphic novel recommendations, then please let me know. Any books you think I should pick up. And yeah, that is me done. I've got to edit this now. This is a long video, but you know, most of you watch me on 2-speed anyway. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for people that gifted me these books. To Erin, to Liam, to a random person from Spooks' Patreon that gifted me my Easter present. I thank you all for everything. Thank you, Becca, for hosting me and letting me stay with you this week. Basically, it was 5 days. And thank you, Living Charlie, for being Living Charlie. I am legitimately overwhelmed with just the amount of fun I had. Been a long time since I've had that much fun. So, before I get too emotional, Lobster says see you later. And I hope you all have an amazing afternoon, evening or night, wherever you are. And I'll see you all very soon.